All right, hello PELWELL family and welcome to Restore and Rewind. For today, you are going to need a set of bricks and a strap and maybe a blanket if you want for extra padding underneath your knees. But we are actually going to start today in tabletop and we're going to focus on the hips. So go ahead and meet me in a tabletop position. Knees under hips, wrists underneath the shoulders. And we're going to take a round of cat-cow. So as you take your inhale, let the belly drop, open up through the chest. And then as you exhale, round the spine. Inhale, lengthen. Feel that micro back bend. And then exhale, round. Just a couple more rounds here just to kind of warm up through the belly and decompress through the spine. And then nice and gentle, come back through neutral. We're going to extend the right leg out, making sure that the arch of the foot is in line with the knee. Walk your hands about 1 hand breadth forward and tent the fingers. And then we're just going to gently rock maybe 2 inches forward, 2 inches back. Just to start to open up through that hip. Nice and soft through the shoulders. Nice long spine. Nice job. Slowly come back through center. Place the hands firmly onto the ground. Rotate the foot so it's off at a 45, bending the knee and then circling through that hip. Getting the synovial fluid moving, finding range of motion in that socket. Nice and easy. And then change direction. Come back through center, realign the foot back to neutral, walk the hands in towards the body to rise up. We're going to glide the right hand down the right leg and then reach the left arm up and over. Feel that big side body stretch running up to the left side. Stay grounded through all 4 corners of the right foot. And on the exhale, we're going to just cartwheel the arms, letting the left hand fall beneath the shoulder and right arm reaches up and over. Nice long line of energy from the right foot to the right fingertips. And then just drape yourself forward to come back through tabletop and release the right leg. Extend your left leg out to the side. Press through all 4 corners of the feet. Walk the hands forward about 1 hand breadth, tented fingers, and then gently rock 2 inches forward to 2 inches back. Just finding some movement and some warmth in the hips. And then ground the hands back onto the earth. Gently rotate the foot off and then tiny little circles through the hip. Using like your actual femur bone to really get in there into the hip, to find movement, to take up space, and then switch directions. And then slowly come back through center. Bring that foot back in line with the body. Walk the hands in to lift the chest up. We're going to slide the left hand down the left thigh, reach the right arm up and over. Big side body stretch to the right. Keeping the chest open. So notice if you're closing the chest to the floor, you want to kind of stack those shoulders one on top of the other. Stay grounded through the outside edge of that foot. And then cartwheel over to the right side, planting the hand under the shoulder, and then reaching the left arm overhead. And then slowly just drape the hands, come back through to your tabletop. Gently tuck the toes under and lift up into down dog. Once here, just pedaling out the feet, bending 1 knee at a time. Really opening up through that hamstring. And then walk the hands gently back towards the feet. Come into your first forward fold. Crown of the head melting towards the earth. Nice deep hamstring stretch. Take a nice deep breath here. And then slowly walk your hands back out to down dog. Bring the insides of the feet together so your heels are touching, the inside balls of the foot are touching. And then we're going to let the knees kind of flare out as we push the hips back even deeper. Take the gaze between the hands and then shift the weight forward into plank. Exhale, back down dog. Take the knees out really wide, push the hips back, feel that opening through the upper body, and then push yourself back forward through high plank. And then keep flowing here. Taking the knees really wide, almost like making a diamond shape with the legs. And then slowly, the next time you come through the plank, let the knees melt. Go ahead and grab your bricks. We're going to place them on their lowest setting, a little wider than shoulders distance. Placing the hands onto the bricks, tuck the toes, down dog. Take your right foot, step it to the outside of that brick. Let the pelvis kind of fall as you take your gaze to the wall in front of you. Open up your collarbone to the wall in front of you. Feel that nice deep stretch running through that left hip. Press to that left foot to step the right foot back and then switch sides. Again, opening up the collarbone, taking the gaze forward. And just keep gently moving side to side. So feel free to move as quickly or as slow as you like. Just really focus on opening up through that hip. Nice job. One more. And step the foot back. Let the knees melt. Rotate the bricks so they're making one long brick. And we're going to step the right foot to the left edge. We're gently going to start to drape that right leg across the brick, setting up for a single pigeon. So we want to make sure the right leg is completely supported. So once you have a big portion of the leg, you're going to use your left hand to glide it the rest of the way. So from your knee to your foot, your leg is on the bricks. Now, if that doesn't suit you, if the hips are really tight, feel free to ditch the bricks and just bring your leg in that same position to the floor. Bring the hands in front of those bricks. Left leg is back nice and long. You should feel a pretty deep stretch running through the outside of your right hip. And then slowly come onto the forearms. And really allow that right hip just to start to melt open. If your hips are really tight, this might be a little intense, so bring your focus to your breath. Soften through the shoulders. Hold the crown of the head long. And then slowly walk yourself back up onto the hands. We're going to let the right foot fall behind the brick first. Tuck the toe, press to the foot to lift the knee, and then take the leg back. Maybe you gently just rock side to side to release that deep stretch. And then we're going to set up for the other side. So we're going to step our left foot to the bottom right corner of the bricks, and then let the biggest part of the leg, your knee and shin, fall across. Use your right hand to lift the foot up. Square your hips towards that front short edge of your mat. Make sure you're really supported in those bricks. You feel that deep stretch in the outside of the hip first. and then lower onto the forearms. Just let the weight keep melting towards the bricks or towards the floor to really open up that hip. And whenever you're ready, slowly start to walk it back up. We're gonna let the left toes find the ground first. Tuck them under to lift up onto the ball of the foot to release the knee, and then sweep the leg back. This time, go ahead and sit all the way into child's pose. Arms reach long, forehead to the earth. And then just gently rock forehead and the hips side to side. And slowly come back through center. Pull yourself back through tabletop, cross the legs behind you to have a seat. When you sit, go ahead and sit with the right leg in front of the left leg. So the legs aren't actually crisscrossed or stacked. There's one just in front of the other. Inhale, reach your arms up nice and long. And then hinging from your hips, fold with a nice long spine over the legs. Grounding through the sits bones. Keeping the spine nice and long, crown of the head pulling forward. Take another breath here, and then slowly walk the hands back in towards the body to lift the chest up. Switch so the other leg's in front. Inhale, the arms out to a T, and then we're going to hinge from the hips again. Let tented fingers come out to the sides to support our nice long spine, pulling the crown of the head forward. Soften through the shoulders. And then walk the hands closer into the body and then press yourself back up to sit all the way up. Take one brick with you and meet me all the way onto your back. Keep the knees nice and bent, feet flat onto the earth. We're going to take this one brick and we're going to bridge our hips up safely off the floor and slide it underneath the hips. So make sure it's not under our low back or under the thighs, but it's actually supporting your bone and your tailbone. Hug your right knee into the chest and extend your left leg out long. Your left leg is going to point through the toe, so you have a nice long line of energy from your left hip to the toe, and you should already feel a pretty big opening in that left hip flexor. The more you hug the right knee in, even more so point that left toe. So you feel that long line of energy and that nice stretch and opening through the hip. Take another breath here. And then bring the left knee in to meet the right. Hug both knees into the chest. Maybe point and flex the feet so we can stretch the ankles. And then bring both hands to the left knee. Keep the left knee into the chest. Extend your right leg out. Point the toe, and then pull the left knee towards the chest even more. So you feel that nice big stretch through the front of the right hip. And then slowly pull the right knee in to meet the left. Release the hands down by your side and extend your legs up towards the sky. And come into a supported inversion. Take one more breath here, and then on the exhale, let the knees melt 1 foot at a time back to the earth. Extend both legs out long, point the toes away from the body, and reach the arms overhead, biceps next to ears, and stretch out the whole front side of your body. Coming into this supported back bend. Relax through the shoulders, but stay really strong and active through the legs and the arms. And then slowly release the hands down by your side. Walk the feet back in so knees are bent. Press through the bottoms of the feet to lift your hips. Slide the block out from underneath of you. 1 vertebrae at a time. Roll it back down. Gently hug the knees into the chest and roll it all the way up. And turn to face the long edge of your mat. We're going to set our brick up so when we lay down, it's actually supporting the lat muscle. So when you start to come down, you want to make sure it's right at the ribs and the lat so your elbow can make contact with the earth to support the head. So the brick is going to help us stay somewhat lifted. And if you want to go even further, you can turn it on the highest setting, but just know if that doesn't feel comfortable after a while, you can digress. Inhale, right arm up, and then at the elbow, let it bend and drape across the crown of the head. And then we're going to extend the legs out long. So we have this supported side bend. And if it's available to you to go deeper, we're going to let go of the head onto the hand and let the head fall beneath the heart. But if that doesn't feel good coming through the side body, you can always digress and put the head back onto the hand. Next, you just want to notice if the chest is closing towards the floor, we want to find stacked shoulders here. So the chest is staying open towards the side wall. Connect with your breath. Nice job, PELWELL family. Stay with your breath. So you should, the longer we stay here, start to feel the top arm shoulder. Ideally, that's what we want to start stretching and letting go. Right in that shoulder socket through the shoulder girdle. So take another breath and then very slowly release that top arm. Bring it towards the earth to press yourself up, and we'll transition to the other side. So setting that brick up, so when we come to lay down, it's supporting through the lats. So it's not really digging into my rib cage, it's right on that muscle under the armpit. The head finds rest into the hands. Top arm reach is up and over, bending at the elbow, letting the arm just drape effortlessly across the crown of the head, and then extending your legs out long. Keeping your hips and chest square to the wall in front of you. Really focusing on keeping the shoulders stacked and the chest nice and open. Take another breath here. And slowly release that top arm down by your side in front of you to press yourself back up. Go ahead and we'll keep this brick on its mid-setting and place it more towards the center of the mat. So if you were laying down on your back, it's right where your shoulder blades would be. And then grabbing your other brick on its lowest setting, we'll place it behind it just where you would place a pillow. And then as we roll down, we want to avoid the ribs. So this first brick is going to find the edge right above your rib cage, and it's just between the shoulder blades. And then the head is going to fall below the heart, resting on that lower setting brick. And then take whatever leg variation feels better for you. From there, extend the arms out from the shoulders like a T. And we're going to stretch specifically through the sternum area and the chest and the shoulders. If the head falling beneath the heart is a little too intense, feel free to rotate your breath onto its mid-setting so the head's in line with your heart. Slowly bring the arms back in towards the body. Tuck the chin to the chest. Take a breath before we come up so we're not lifting the head above the heart too quickly. And then press to the hands to lift back up. Go ahead and grab both of your bricks. Set them towards the back of the mat along with your strap, so when you lay down, everything is within arm's reach. We're going to take one brick onto each side. We're going to butterfly the legs, so bottom of the feet together, knees are wide. We're going to bring the bricks onto almost a balance and bring them right beneath the knees. So the legs can fall pretty open, so you already feel a nice deep stretch through the hips. And then your hands can rest on your body down by your side. Or if you want to add in some upper body opening, feel free to cactus shape them and allow the chest and shoulders to open. Notice if we cactus shape, if the forearms aren't finding the earth. And to start to bring your focus there. So with every exhale, trying to just soften through the shoulders and the chest. So the arms can slowly start to work their way towards the floor. Deepening that opening through the chest. Right now, the chest is opening and our legs are in a very passive stretch. The blocks are supporting us. We're going to take it into a more active stretch through the hips. So don't remove your bricks yet. But bring the hands in and grab the bricks. Make sure the bottom of the feet are making contact and are strong. And then in one breath, we're just going to pull the bricks out and let the knees fall to the earth, coming into an active stretch. So take an inhale. On the exhale, pull the bricks out, let the knees melt. Let those hips really open up. Keep the bottom of the feet together and lift the feet over your belly button. Reach the hands to grab the outside edges of the feet and then pull towards the body and gently rock side to side. Slowly releasing, coming back through. Let the feet come to the earth, knees bend. Place your left ankle on top of the right thigh. Then reach through and hug that right knee into the chest. So as you pull the right knee in, drive the left knee away from you. Flex through both feet. And then if you want to go a little further, just start to shift the weight so we're balancing on the right hip and our left hip is actually floating from the earth. And that'll really go even deeper into that hip. Slowly releasing back through center and releasing the legs to switch sides. So right ankle on top of the left thigh, reaching through to hug that left knee into the chest. As we pull the left knee in, pushing the right knee away. And then if we want to go a little further, shifting the weight to balance on that left hip and letting the right hip float from the earth. Slowly come back through center and release the legs. Hug both knees into the chest and roll it all the way up. And we're going to take both bricks wide enough that when we are in between them, both knees fit. So on their mid setting, and then we're gonna kind of sit with the knees between the bricks. Take the hands onto the bricks. Shift forward enough so we can tuck those toes under and lift up and fold into a forward fold as we straighten the legs. So the hands are in front of the shoulders and we're folding with the head coming between the biceps closer to the body, grounding through all four corners of both feet. Feet are touching, inner thighs are zipped together. Nice deep hamstring stretch. Soften both knees. Step your right foot through to the brick. So now our feet are in a pyramid pose, and fold over your right leg. You should feel a deeper hamstring stretch in the right leg now than in the left. Step the right foot back to meet the left, and then step the left foot through to the bricks. Both legs nice and straight. Fold over your left leg. Bend your left knee nice and soft. Step the right foot through to meet the left. We're going to use the bricks for balance, so keep the hands onto the bricks. Come up onto the balls of the feet so your heels are lifting. And then your knees are going to come through the arms like a window. And we're going to sit all the way onto our heels. So you should feel a gentle stretch through the bottom of the foot. You want to go a little further. We're going to walk the bricks so they're in front of the knees. Lean into them. Keep the toes tucked as we let the knees melt towards the earth. So it should deepen the stretch through the arch of the foot. And if you want to go further, we'll walk the hands up onto the hips and lift the chest right over. So we have all this weight helping assist in this foot stretch. Stay grounded with your breath. Walk the hands back to the bricks. If you walked forward, press through to lift back. So we're just sitting onto the heels with the knees propped up, and then walk the bricks back in line with the thighs. And then lift yourself up, drop the heels and fold over yourself. So we're gonna keep the right foot in between the bricks, but step the left foot all the way to the back of the mat. Let your left knee melt to the floor. Untuck the left toe, and then gently drop the pelvis even deeper. Take another nice deep breath here, and then slowly release. Retuck your left toe to lift the knee. Step it back through to the bricks right next to the right foot, and we'll switch sides. So shifting weight into the left, step your right foot to the back, let the knee melt. Untuck the toe and let the weight start to shift forward. This time, we're just going to shift the weight back. Slide the left foot back to have a seat. Cross the ankles behind us and sit down. Go ahead and grab your strap. We're going to take it in one hand, like we're going into a tricep stretch. And then the other hand is going to grab onto the bottom part of that strap and pull. So it's pulling our other arm up so the elbow is towards the ceiling. Do you feel that nice deep stretch running up through the back of the arm? So the higher up you grab on the strap, and then the more you pull, the more intense it will be. Another breath, and then slowly release. Switching arms. Reach the other arm back, grab your strap. Walk up maybe another inch or two once you have a hold of it, and then pull it towards the floor to lift this arm even higher. And then slowly release. We're going to grab onto one end of the strap on each hand. Take the hands like maybe 6 to 8 inches wider on each side than the shoulders. Let the chin gently tuck to the chest. We're going to keep tension on the strap as we move through the shoulder socket, taking it all the way behind us and then all the way back to the front. So nice and slow, just finding space and moving through that shoulder. And then last one, all the way back to the front. And slowly release. And we made it to our final 2 stretches. So we need 1 brick. Coming onto the knees. We're going to take the brick and bring the left knee on top of the brick. From there, in tabletop, we're going to step the right foot right to the outside of the right hand. We're going to reach the left arm back to grab hold of that left foot and then pull the heel towards the glute. So this is level 1. If you need to, grab the strap to place around the foot and hold it. If you'd like to go a little deeper into the quad, we'll take that brick to a wall. We're going to glide the knee down to the brick so your shin is actually pushing into the wall. And then pop yourself up onto this front foot, walk your hands onto the knees, and then start to lift up. And that will be a super deep and intense quad stretch. Maybe we can't even lift all the way up. That's okay. But putting that foot up against the wall makes it go even deeper. And take another deep breath here. Really open up that quadricep. And then slowly release. And we'll switch to the other side. So if you're using the wall, just pull the brick a little more to the right. You're going to glide the shin bone down the wall until your knee finds the brick. Keep the shin bone against the wall behind you so it's making contact. Step the left foot forward and then slowly start to walk up onto that leg for this really intense, deep quadricep stretch. Or the knee is on the brick and you're reaching the right arm back to grab the foot and pulling it with your upper body strength to the hip instead of using the wall to push us. And take another breath here. And then slowly release. Release the left leg and then release the right leg. Oh, that is pretty intense on those quadriceps, especially if they're really tight. Thank you, PELWELL family, for joining me today for Restore and Rewind. Sorry about the technical hiccups and difficulties. Tomorrow is a power workout, so get ready to work really, really hard, which is why days like this are so important to show your body the love and the rest and the restorativeness that it needs so it can build and get stronger. So until tomorrow, PELWELL family, be well.